Habakkuk 1:3. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And there was a video that I came across that one of my TikTok subscribers sent to me, and and I watched it and I was like, wow, and it's a subject that I talk about often, and wrongful convictions and Jake just being convicted and accused and looked at as the bad guy and the danger in society. And when you understand that the media is controlled by a specific group of people that scream and cry anti something every time you point out that fact, and you look at the biasness which is geared toward people of color, especially the so-called Negro and Latino, so-called here in America. And I'm actually going to play this video and bring out a couple scriptures. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of another one, because you have a very, very unethical and unfair and racially biased system toward the Israelites here in America. But this is Isaiah 10:1-2. And it reads, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And this is done on a continuous, just nonstop, continuously. And I give you a perfect example. Kanye said something a couple of days back. He's been a very controversial figure as of lately. But he said something about how if there's some black people, so-called, riding in a car, and one of them has something on them and does something wrong, that everybody in the car will go down with them and be accessories or somehow get charges. It's like a RICO act. But yet you have names, dates, flights, of all these celebrities, both, not only celebrities, but politicians, former presidents, on Jeffrey Epstein's list, on Ghislaine Maxwell's list. And they eliminate Jeffrey. He got unalived. And then they got Ghislaine, and they get the list. And even though that list has been shared, there was no RICO Act for them. So they're not in trouble. That's in Psalm 73, I think. If I'm not mistaken, they're not in trouble as other men. Someone could put that on the comment board. But yeah, they're not in trouble as other men. All right? And you see, look at that. 27 years wrongfully convicted. All right? 5 reactions to innocent convicts set free. Top 10 reactions of innocent prisoners set free. So to go through, to go to jail, the suffering that goes on, on within the prison walls, both by the inmates, from the guards, just the mental anguish, and you know, and you've not committed the crimes that you were accused of, that's, you know, that's a horrible thing, and it's something that happens on a regular with Jake. There's a lot of so-called black men, uh, so-called Hispanic men that are in jail for things that they did not do. All right, I mean, it's like every other month there's another case of someone getting exonerated, or you know, and sadly they've been locked up for years. I mean, 27 years, that's a lifetime, man. It's almost 30 years. That's 3 decades, you know, of them making money off him, because you got to understand the stockholders and the owners, the investors in these prisons, they get paid to keep these cells filled. That's why they have all these unrighteous decrees that they use to railroad people off to them and fill them up, from the juveniles to the adults. All right, and it makes me think of the scripture in Esther. In fact, let's go to Esther real quick. You know, when Haman was trying to set up Mordecai and his people. So yeah, that's Esther. There we go. This is Esther 3, and let's start at verse 12. And it reads, Then were the king's scribe called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants. These Edomites, controlling things back then, controlling things now. All right. And to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers over every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and every people after their language, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to murder, and to cause to perish all Jews, or all Judites. I hate that word. Both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, to take spoil of them for a prey. So they wanted to, you know, destroy all the Judites, all the people of the kingdom of Judah, which represented Levi, Judah, and Benjamin. All right. That Jew word is, you know, that's really a byword, a made up word, you know, what they can use to hide behind the converts that have written themselves into the Bible as if they're the actual people now. And the whole world knows at this point, but they're still, hey, well, when you control, you know, the information, including the platform that I'm on, you can, you know, do and say what you want. But the Lord is just bringing out so much evidence that he's basically setting us free, like these prisoners being set free. All right. But let's play this video. It's about 2, maybe 3 minutes long, if the most. And this Edomite woman is going to go in on all these statistics that prove the opposite of what people think. All right, because you walk into the store, certain places, and you know, all the security cameras and security personnel are looking at Jake, but the people that are stealing the most is so-called white man. They showed you that in that movie, Don't Be a Menace. All right, but here we go. Let's
Well, it looks like we have Candace Owens in the chat. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to show you some statistics. And this isn't about being a white liberal. This is about being someone who cares about facts and knows that any of this information is easily accessible through the internet.
right.
This is the United States government's official website. 2019 crime statistics in the United States. Let's look at the total number of crimes right there committed by white people, 4,729,290. committed by black people, 1,815,144. Then let's scroll over here to the percent distribution. White people were arrested and committed 69.4% of crime. Black people committed 26.6% of crime. American Indian or Alaskan Native committed 2.4% of crime, and Asians committed 1.3% of crime. I'm going to give you a quick preview of the kind of crimes that are being committed and by who. So, rape, white people. Robbery, white people. Aggravated assault, white people. Burglary, white people. Larceny, theft, white people. Motor vehicle theft, white people. Arson, white people. Violent crime, white people. Property damage, white people. Other assaults, white people. Forgery, white people. I think you get my point. If you scroll through this list, which again is easily accessible by a simple fucking search of the internet, you will see all other offenses, white people.
And that's not reflected in the daily news, especially in Chicago. Because white crimes, so-called, are not reported in the media in the same light. Because see, when you control the media, they must always make it look, this is how they keep their property taxes down, their neighborhoods, because the things that are being done by them is not being recorded in the same manner. It's not being pushed to the public in the same manner. All right. So that, like we said, that wrong judgment goeth forth, is not proceedeth. Righteous judgment doesn't proceed.
Now, let's take a look at the Federal Bureau of Prisons and the incarceration rates based on race. This is for federal prison, not state prisons. So that's another issue entirely. That again, black people have an overrepresentation based on the crimes committed. Asian people, look at that. 1.4% of inmates are Asian. That correlates with the amount of crime they commit. Black people are 38.4% of the population. Odd. That's almost a 12% higher rate than they actually commit crime. Native American, 2.5. It's a 0.1 difference between the statistical crimes they commit. White people, 57.7%. And yet, white people commit 69.4% of crimes.
Damn. So you talking about...
Well,
So just going to show you that what we're telling you is true. It's absolutely true. These so-called white people are corrupt to the core. They commit most of the crimes here in America, but as I said, watching the daily news in Chicago and any major city around this country, you would never see that. Because why? Because they're doctoring up the numbers. Now you could take that and that washes over into other facets of life, when it comes to medical stuff. But I don't want to say too much. But let me go to Deuteronomy. Almost every lesson. This one's coming out. This is Deuteronomy 33:29. And it reads, Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right. And so with that, I'm going to give all praises, all glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles. Double honors to all my fellow laborers. All right. To all those out there doing this work. To you, I say Shalom. Wa Baba Ba Kwam Yasarala. Shalom.